The other part of the lesson is measures of spread or dispersion, including range, and another one that we'll learn in another lesson is standard deviation. But in terms of range, that would be the maximum value minus the minimum value. And sometimes you're asked about the interquartile range, inter for between quartiles, and this is for a box and whisker chart. That would be the third quartile score minus the first quartile score. So let's look at an example with these test scores. We have 41%, 72%, 72%, 73%, 81%, 89%, 89%, 91%. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8 values. The range would be that highest score of 91 minus the lowest, which is 41. And this is equal to 50. And if we are asked about the interquartile range, what we would have to do is separate the data. First of all, have it in order, which I already did, but then separate it in half. And then we would have to look for the lower quartile, or the quartile 1, by looking at the first half of the data. And then we would have to take the median of the first half of data. That's how you find Q1. Q1 is the median of the lower half of data. So you're going to end up with 72. If you average those out, it's still a 72. So quartile 1 is a 72. And then if we look at the upper half of data, we can find Q3. Q3 is the median of the upper half of the data. So Q3 would look at this upper half data, and in the middle we have 89, so the quartile 3 would average out to be an 89 also. So if we're interested in the IQR, the interquartile range, we're going to take the third quartile 89, subtract off 72, and you'll get 17. That's your interquartile range. And it's also important to know that the calculator can help you to some extent with these values, because we could go to the stat menu and then edit, and then in our first list, I already have it listed here, but you would list all the values, and then you could go back to stat and go to calc, and go to 1var stats. When you do that, that first X with the bar on top is the mean. So the mean of this data would be a 76. We're not going to be using the second, third, fourth, or fifth line yet.